Leviticus chapter 16. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe after the death of the two sons of Aaron, when they offered unauthorized and profane fire in front of Yahweh and died. And Yahweh said to Moshe,
Tell your brother Aaron not to come whenever he chooses into the most holy place, the Holy of Holies, behind the veil, in front of the mercy seat, the atonement cover, on the ark. Otherwise he will die, because I appear in the cloud over the mercy seat. This is how Aaron is to come into the most holy place, with the blood of a young bull for a sin offering, and of a ram for a burnt offering. He is to put on the holy linen tunic, with the linen undergarments next to his body. He is to tie the linen sash around him, and put on the linen turban, the high priest's mitznepeth. These are holy garments, so he must bathe himself with water before he puts them on. And he shall take from the congregation of the children of Israel 2 male goats for a sin offering, and a ram for a burnt offering. Aaron is to offer the bull for his own sin offering first, to make atonement for himself and his household. Then he is to take the 2 goats and present them in front of Yahweh at the entrance to the tent of meeting. He is to cast lots for the 2 goats, one lot for Yahweh and the other for the scapegoat, Azazel, goat of removal. Aaron shall bring the goat whose lot falls to Yahweh and kill it for a sin offering. But the goat chosen by lot as the scapegoat shall be presented alive in front of Yahweh, to be used for making atonement by sending it into the wilderness as a scapegoat. Aaron shall bring the bull for his own sin offering to make atonement for himself and his household, and he is to kill the bull for his own sin offering. He is to take a censer full of burning coals from the altar in front of Yahweh, and 2 handfuls of finely ground sweet incense, and take them behind the veil. He is to put the incense on the fire in front of Yahweh, and the smoke of the incense will conceal the mercy seat, the atonement cover, above the testimony, so that he will not die. He is to take some of the bull's blood, and with his finger sprinkle it on the mercy seat, on the east, and in front of the mercy seat he shall sprinkle 7 times. He shall then kill the goat of the sin offering for the people, and take its blood behind the veil, and do with it as he did with the bull's blood. He shall sprinkle it on the mercy seat and in front of it. In this way he will make atonement for the most holy place, because of the uncleanness and rebellion of the children of Israel, whatever their sins have been. He is to do the same for the tent of meeting, the holy place, which remains among them in the midst of their uncleanness. No one is to be in the tent of meeting, the holy place, from the time Aaron goes in to make atonement in the most holy place until he comes out, and first, having made atonement for himself and his household, and for the whole congregation of Israel. Then he shall come out to the altar that is in front of Yahweh, and make atonement for it. He shall take some of the bull's blood, and some of the goat's blood, and put it on the horns of the altar. He shall sprinkle some of the blood on it with his finger 7 times, to cleanse it, and to consecrate and sanctify it from the uncleanness of the children of Israel. When Aaron has finished making atonement for the most holy place, the tent of meeting, the holy place, and the altar, he then shall bring forward the live goat. And Aaron shall lay both his hands on the head of the live goat, confess over it all the iniquities of the children of Israel, and all their transgressions, concerning all their sins and rebellion, putting them on the head of the goat, and shall send it away into the wilderness, by the hand of a man appointed for the task. The goat shall carry on itself all their iniquities, and in a solitary place he shall release the goat in the wilderness. Then Aaron is to go into the tent of meeting, the holy place, and take off the linen garments he put on before he entered the most holy place, and he is to leave them there. He shall bathe himself with water in a holy place, and put on his regular garments. Then he shall come out and kill the burnt offering for himself and the burnt offering for the people, to make atonement for himself and for the people. He shall also burn the fat of the sin offering on the altar. The man who releases the goat as a scapegoat must wash his clothes and bathe himself with water. Afterward he may come into the camp. The bull and the goat for the sin offerings, whose blood was brought into the most holy place to make atonement, must be taken outside the camp. There their hides, flesh, and offal are to be burned up. The man who burns them must wash his clothes and bathe himself with water. Afterward he may come into the camp. This shall be a statute forever for you. On the 10th day of the 7th moon you shall afflict your souls. You must fast, and do no work at all, whether a native of your own country or a stranger who sojourns among you. For on that day atonement will be made for you, to cleanse you from all your sins in front of Yahweh. It is a Sabbath of solemn rest for you, and you shall afflict your souls. It is a statute forever. And the priest, who is anointed and consecrated and ordained to succeed his father as high priest, is to make atonement. He is to put on the holy linen garments and make atonement for the most holy place, for the tent of meeting, the holy place, and the altar, and for the priests and all the people of the congregation. This shall be an everlasting statute for you, to make atonement for the children of Israel for all their sins once a year.
And he did as Yahweh commanded Moshe.